Welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage. Today we're going to be having a look at Gala. This is going to be a low time frame video. We do have our higher time frame video up above, so check that out if you haven't already. Let's get into the charts and see what's going on. In the previous videos, what we were discussing is a couple of options here. Now, within the bullish case here, what we are looking is for the potential that we could be looking for this as an A, B, and a C to the upside. This is valid for as long as we hold this 01551. And what we'd be looking for is the potential of this C wave to the upside. Now, there is potential here that we could see move to the upside here, where we actually see a higher structure coming up here towards this zone of this 17713 as a potential 1.618. Now, if we do see price look to break to the upside in this way, this would be looking to confirm this as a trending move. And this is, like I said, valid for as long as we stay above this 01551. If we lose this level, then we would be looking at the alternate bearish count. Now, within that bearish count, what we would be saying is that within the structure, we are looking at this as a bigger flat correction here, and potentially still looking for a C wave to the downside. Now, within this count, because of the current structure, it wouldn't make a lot of sense unless we were getting either some extension in here, or we're looking at something like an expanding diagonal. So we need to be on the lookout for those two options. So we're going to go over those in a second, but effectively we do have potential to have continuation to the downside here, so we need to just be a little bit careful. We're going to go over that bullish count first, where what we are saying here is effectively this is an A, this is a B, and then we're looking for the C wave. Now, within this structure, what we would be saying is that this move to the downside is W, X, and Y, and we've completed into this low. We would have come down here towards this 121 and the 1.382 of this as a W wave. So those would be our two confluence points that we're looking for as a potential area for a reaction. Now we're going to come in here and talk about this move. So what we'd be looking for here effectively within this count is one of two things. We could argue this is wave 1, 2, and then we're looking for a third wave, in which case this 04419 is going to be our zone we're looking for currently for this idea of a 1618. If we do see price come down deeper into this green target box that we've got here, this 2270 to this 2014, potentially we could see still a little bit more downside coming here, but effectively we wouldn't want to lose this lower range here, which would be this 2014. So if we lose that area, then this would be less likely. Now, within this structure, what we'd be saying is that we could be having this as an A wave to the downside here. This is our B wave up, and we're looking at this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, what we'd be looking for here would be the potential that within this structure, we still have an additional fourth wave here. Now, this fourth wave target area here would be between this 2494 and this 2358. What we'd be looking for would be that potential for a bigger three wave move, something to compare to this structure over here to the upside, and then we'd be looking for a fifth wave to the downside. Now, the target we would be looking for here would be this 220 to this 2133. Now, this would be based off of coming back up here into our 0.382. If we have a shallower retracement here, potentially this target will also move to the upside, as you can see here, in which case if we had a shallow retracement, this 2216 to this 2174 would be a zone we'd be looking at as a possible area that we could look to complete in. Now, if we have a look at this as A, B, and C, what we'd be looking for would be to complete somewhere between this 121 and this 1.618, because in this case we'd be looking at this potentially as an expanding flat, though we have actually come down here deep enough and crossed this A wave, so we need to be on the lookout that this could be potentially enough to complete, and we could start to see a reversal up. Now, there's not enough of an indication of this at the moment. What we need to see is first to break above these highs that we got over here, and then moving up above this wave 1, which would be here at this 2595 area. If we move back above this level and we start to break back above these highs, then we would be on the potential path towards the C wave, which is 1-to-1 would be here at this 3410, and then alternatively a breakout would be looking for this 1618, and then we'd be looking at this move as a bigger 5-wave move. So if we do get this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to the upside here, then we're going to be looking for that 3-wave move to the downside to confirm that we are actually trending here, because what we want to see is 5 waves up, 3 waves down, and then see that continuation up after that point if we are looking to trend. If we just see 5 waves to the upside here, what we need to be careful is that we are looking for this potential of this being A, B, and C. This would mean that we'd be very short here if this is the case, but it could be that we get some kind of a truncation here, and then we still look for that continuation, which we covered in the macro video in more detail. So need to just be careful with this one. If we do see 5 waves up, we need to see that 3-wave retracement for more confirmation that we're going to get continuation. Now, the other way that we were discussing this move is saying that what we could have here is that this move could actually be something more along these lines, where we have this is our wave 1, this is 2, 1, 2, this all becomes 3, we get 4 and 5, and then we're still looking for this potential of an additional 4th and a 5th in the yellow count. Now this has actually started to fall away from our typical 4th wave rejection area. Like I said, until we actually take this low, we do have potential to see another move to the upside here, but we need to be careful, because if we start to form a 5-wave move here, where this becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, or alternatively 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, what we'd then be looking for is that possibility of a retracement. So at the moment, what I'm looking for here is that, like I said in the previous example, we can still be potentially looking for this 4th wave to develop here, and then an additional 5th wave. If we do count this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then what we would be looking out for is that if we only get a 3-wave move to the upside and we fail to break back above this high, this could actually indicate we're going to see some extension to the downside. Now, this move could just be a simple ABC, in which case what we would then be looking for would be something like a move down towards this 1947. So a move down like this, 5 waves down, 3 waves up, another 5 waves down, looking for this 1-to-1. If we do, however, see extension here and we start to push down towards this 01633, this would align more with the idea of actually having a bigger 5-wave structure to the downside, in which case what we would then be looking for as a possible target would be this 1567 to this 1466. If we do see price move down in this way, we would then have also taken this low point here, so we could potentially be looking for a reversal from this point, but we'd have to just monitor this, because this in itself could also look to extend to the downside. So this is looking at the move as a simple impulse, saying that, you know, what we could get is a 5-wave move down from this point. Now, what we also need to be careful of here is that if we have something more along these lines playing out, where we have this actually as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, where we're actually looking for an expanding diagonal. Now, this would be looking at this slightly different. Within those first two counts, I was looking at this potentially as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 as a contracting diagonal. But if this is rather just ABC here, and we just count this as an additional ABC into this high here, this could then align with the idea that this move is just becoming an expanding diagonal. Now, these are not the most common of structures, so this is already less likely just because of the fact it would be expanding. But if we do see a move up here, 3 waves down, and then another 5-wave move down, so looking at that idea of this being A, B, and C, what we could then see is price could move back up into this trend line, which is sitting around about this 3699 level. And then what we'd be looking for would be the potential of, after having a 5-wave move up, that we could see another 3-wave move to the downside. Now, the key thing within this count as an expanding diagonal is we'd have to see price move up past this 03062 to confirm this. Unless we get this interaction, then it would be more likely that this structure is just going to actually have a regular impulse to the downside, where we see this 5th wave play out, and then we see another 4th wave up, and then we see another 5th wave down. So that's what we'd be looking for within that idea here. You know, if we just get 3 waves to the upside, this would align with the idea of this as an expanding diagonal, and then we'd have to see another 3-wave move to the downside, and it would have to be longer than this wave 3 that we've got here. So keeping an eye on this, we'd have to see whether it can confirm it yet. You know, we don't have any confirmation of this, so we need to just wait and see how we react here. If we complete this move down, we get 3 waves up, and then we continue down again in another 5-wave move. This would align more with the idea of that direct extension, particularly if we break this low. We could also be on the lookout for something like a bigger flat correction here, but my primary expectation would actually rather just be, you know, if we start to break down below these lows, it's more than likely we're just going to start making that 5-wave structure. Having a look at our daily CPR lines here, what we can see is that we actually did have this break to the downside, and we've printed a lower CPR today. Now, if we do continue to hold this level here, a bit of our central lines between this 2313 and this 2303, what we could see is price could still be gravitated towards the upside. Targets for today would be yesterday's high at this 2367 and this area here of this 2376. If we do see price move up in this way, we need to be careful of that idea of rejection and then continuation down. If, however, we start to lose these levels, what we could then see is price could come back down here and look to test out yesterday's low and the S1 line here at this 2253. Losing that, we have other targets for today at this 2185, 2128, 2060, and then that would be our downside targets for today. If, however, we see price looking to move to the upside here, like I said, looking for that possibility of a fourth wave, what we could see is price could come up into these levels we've been over already here, or alternatively, once we break above that, we have 2433, 2499 and this 2557 as potential targets to the upside for today. Now we have new weekly pivots printed here, so we can see that these have actually printed to the downside. So this is giving us an initial bearish bias here. We need to see whether price confirms this. If we do see another move to the upside here, we do have potential to find resistance here at this 2362, 2408 and this level here of this 2458. If we fail to break back above these levels here for this week, downside targets become this 2152, we have this 1982 and this area here of this 1720. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on these for that potential to see price actually looking to break to the downside. If we do see price manage to reverse back above these lines during this week, we do have upside potential here of this 2575, this 2837 and this 3005 as possible targets for this week. Having a look at the monthly CPRs. Now we will get new monthly CPR lines printed as of tomorrow, so it'll be interesting to see how these print. If we look at where we currently are, we are currently still below our central lines here, which were indicating volatility. Now within these areas here of this 2472 and this lower range here of this 2457, if we do see price move back up here, we can potentially look to find resistance. So that would align with the idea of a fourth wave to the upside. If we do start to break down in a more aggressive way today, potentially we could see 1836 as a possible target zone, although it's not my primary expectation to see a drop of that magnitude. And like I said, we will get new lines as of tomorrow, so these are not as relevant today. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on the bell notification so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you will find a link to the Discord. Come check it out. It's free to join. Everyone have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.